Last week we started the conversation with Dr. Mark about the regenerative properties of biostimulators, especially their effects on appearance. And with a strong focus on natural looking results, Mark has helped countless people enhance their features and boost their confidence. So today he'll be sharing his insights on how the correct use of biostimulators can effectively improve facial harmony and balance. Now, Mark, we're going to dive into a conversation here, but we're also going to put a focus on men, because men are generally quite fearful or just don't want to bother really with making a little bit of effort to, I don't want to say fix necessarily, but improve their appearance. Why is it that men are so reticent when you've seen some great results?
Michael, I think the biggest fear for most men is that it looks obvious that they've had something done. The majority of men actually age better than women. We get better looking as we get older. And you know what, with the ravages of time and our environment and our lifestyle, now it's becoming more apparent that we are also starting to lose things like collagen and elastin. Our skin quality starts to degrade. And in today's ever-growing society where screen time is how we communicate with other people, you know, you start noticing yourself and just, oh my God, I never saw myself that way. And when I look on my screen, this is not how I want other people to see me. So aesthetic treatments for men are really starting to come into its own. But I think most men are still fearful of being overdone, looking obvious.
Yes.
You know, we've seen these celebrities that have facelifts, and we're thinking of Simon Cowell, and it's like, oh my God, what the hell did you do? And I think that's what we in the aesthetic community have to fight against, is what's portrayed on social media, what's natural and what's not.
Yeah, and Mark, there's somewhat of a distinction between sort of pure vanity and those people who are dealing with slight imbalances, you know, a lopsided smile or lips that are very thin and creates a bit of a scowly look or something like that. There are various things that people look at themselves and say, you know, if only I looked a little bit better because of that, or something that they've done or an injury or something has caused something. But you can correct these things gently and subtly, as you've said.
Michael, I have never encountered anyone that doesn't do this.
At least once, yeah.
So, you know what, we age, and with aging, there's certain things that happen that's inevitable. Your skull, the shape of your skull, the size of a skull, changes as we get older. The support structures, and here we're thinking of fat pads, they start changing and even start migrating. Ligaments displace because of the displacement of the implantation and origin. So things won't sit where they sat 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And then the skin ages. And if you address all these underlying conditions and cope with them, you can keep the face looking, number one, natural, healthy, and good for your age. We don't want to look younger.
Yes.
We just want to look healthy and refreshed.
Yeah. And as you say, I mean, lifestyle these days it puts a drain on us physically,
Absolutely.
emotionally, mentally. Environmental factors that are assaulting us. I mean, the stuff that's in the air these days compared to what was before, that's having an impact on our skin, right?
I actually read an article this morning that said pesticides is the new smoking. And they're all around us.
Everywhere, yeah, absolutely. Mark, let's take a look at a couple of people that you've dealt with here. So this is a sort of a broader, wider image. So you can see, again, lighter, brighter, slightly almost friendlier face.
You know what, this is a guy who is a distance athlete. He's a cyclist. And he came to me and he said to me, you know what, I just look old. I look old and I don't feel old. And we assessed him and we saw that there's a lot of volume loss because of the degrading of his fat pads. He's got great bone structure, as you can see in the jaw and the chin. But there was slight asymmetry if you take a quick look at the asymmetry in the chin, which we've corrected. Right. And then the quality of the skin, he battled with acne, is in the sun the whole time. So the skin was looking old. Right. And then, you know what, he had a lot of resting lines. So we incorporated into his treatment protocol over a couple of months all three of the major modalities. Okay. We used a neuromodulator for the forehead lines, and you can see that it's just softened them beautifully. And then we used a regenerative collagen biostimulator to rejuvenate and regenerate the skin. And for him, that was the biggest breakthrough, is, oh my God, my skin is tighter, it's plumper.
Yes, I was going to say that plumpness is definitely visible there. Yeah.
And then we used a little bit of a tissue filler here and there to square out the jaw. And if you take a nice look, there's a big difference here versus the other side, where I created symmetry in the jawline. And then if you go to the next photo, take a look at what we've done with these lips. You know, it's natural, and if you look at the side profile of the lips, you know what, it's a natural, beautiful lip, where, as you said, a thin lip makes you look angry or unpleased. Yes. And it's just changed his whole approach on life, and if you actually take a look, you'll see that the quality of the skin is better. Yes. We use tissue fillers to great effect for men, enhancing the profile. And if we take a look at the next photo, here we can see a chin, and look at the difference in the before versus the after.
Again, you can see a balancing there. It's changed.
Absolutely, but we've also rotated the chin downwards, elongating, giving you a stronger appearance.
Right.
For men, the bottom third of the face, which is from the tip of the nose to the chin, should be slightly bigger than the other thirds. So, and here we've done that for him. And if we look at his side profile, you can see a dramatic change from the little stregonona, I call it the stregonona, which means little witch look, to a more muscular, elongated look. And it's small little interventions that overall, to the aesthetic and the balance and symmetry of a face, really, really makes a big difference.
Yeah, but these little enhancements in a world where people are watching, you know, especially if you are somebody who's in front of others frequently, you know, as you say, online or in actual meetings or presenting or things like that. I think it's just that confidence booster, and not a major thing, not something that people are going to turn around, gasp and say, what on earth did you do, Simon Cowell? So it's fascinating.
So, Michael, I think, you know, choosing your aesthetic practitioner and walking a journey with them is tantamount to getting a good and natural result. You know, that we can't get past. But as you said, you know, small changes can change your perception of yourself. I always refer to it as emotional beauty. If you sit in a bar and you look angry or sad because you have eye bags or you have a frown, other people might not want to approach you. And by doing small little interventions, how people see you and want to interact with you changes. And that can change your outlook on life. It's simple procedures. They are relatively safe, very safe in the hands of people that know how to use them. And you know what, they can make a very big difference to your life and you know what, how you see other people, because it's a reflection of yourself.
Indeed. Mark, thank you so much. People who want to maybe find out more from you about either embarking on something like this or just finding out some insights so they can understand it better, where can they find you?
So our aesthetic clinic is called Dr. Mark Aesthetics. We based here in Bryanston, Johannesburg, 010-824-1393. Or you can just look for the T-Clinic website, and there is on your landing page something that will say aesthetics, and then you can go and take a look there.
Great stuff. Mark, thank you so much. Always interesting to hear about these procedures and just understand them a little bit better. So thank you for chatting to us.
Thank you, Michael.